Hold on, y'all. We gotta do that right. Hold on. We gotta do that right, y'all. We can't do that, man. Right. Well, hold on, man. Why can't I find the uncut, man? Hold on, man. Y'all know we can't do it like that, man. We ain't gonna do that, man. You hear me? We ain't gonna do that. No, sir.
General from the Taliban, Luke Uprising on lockdown. It's real in the battlefield. Kill him. We back on it once again. They sucking us, right? Stop fucking with these niggas. Let's do it. On these blocks, we hustle. Alright. Trying to break some windows. In the midst of the struggle. From the bottom to top. Through the acting days. Diplomatic rain. Shine you with me? Come on. Hey, yo, my DISSECT Taliban. We on these streets like the wars on them streets of Afghanistan. Betty of Pakistan. To America. Homes I cater. Any problems I spray her. Not the star or the mayor. But in this 50-block radius, it's get the rocket, shave the shit up, get the Glock and play the shit. Bitches get the cock and savor it. They say Jim Jones the capo, my favorite. Let's get it right, shit. It's some of the shit my city wasn't built upon. Drugs and money, some shit you get killed upon. Slumped on your wheel, straight tilted over. Trust me, dog, I seen it in plural. Niggas wasted and painted and seen on the mural. That's all in this apple of mine is right. Damn, cap up the shines, pop shots that'll crack up your minds, and cop rocks and cook that crack up the dimes. New York City, the capital of crime.
Yeah. We built this city. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Yeah. Welcome to tonight's show, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You need share your social is there.
Gasoline, rope, bandanas, and take it. Lots of things, lots of coke being handed away. You know the
Yeah,
usual.
man, we here, man. You know what I'm talking about? And since we talking about what we talking about tonight, I felt it was only right that I play that song right there, man. Shout out to my man Killer. Shout out to Jewels. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody over there. Dipset, man. You know what I mean? Classic music. You know we gotta do a E&E Hip Hop Tuesday for the Dips. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna definitely make that happen. You feel me? But what's good with everybody, man? Y'all already know what it is. It's your guy Virgil Berry, aka Stacks with the Facts, man. You hear me? We tapping in. We about to go in and break down. We on number 9. You understand what I'm saying? Of the Sustainable Development Goals. And if y'all been paying attention, y'all see that each progressing goal is interconnected with the previous. Right? Now look at what we got going on tonight, man. Sustainable Development Goal 9. Industry, innovation, and infrastructure. The smart grid. All right. Smart building. Smart infrastructure. You know, that's what we talking about with this, man. Y'all hear me always talking about the mega structures. Lance Parker, what it do, man? Y'all know we here, man. I had to boot it up 30 more minutes. Y'all apologize about that, man. I miscalculated time and I had to make something. I had to give me something to eat, and I wanted to overlap. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Gotta tighten up, man. It's rude to be eating and stuff while you doing the show, man. I have to stop chilling. You know what I'm saying? We gotta tighten up stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, we gotta tighten up stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure I got some food in my body. And now we here and we about to get straight to it. Y'all already know how we do it, and we gonna do it like we used to it. You understand what I'm saying, man? Tap in and walk with me. SDG, Sustainable Development Goal number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Right? Tap in, y'all, man. Listen. Now, I've been sitting up here telling y'all about this stuff, man. And I ain't letting up. You hear me? At all. Not even a little bit. You hear me? Because this stuff is serious, man. And it's happening right in our face. Build resilient infrastructure, promotes inclusive, and is sustainable. Man, I keep telling y'all, man, look at that word, sustainable. And I want you to understand what these people mean when they keep using that word, sustainable, sustainable, sustainable. Sustainable, sustainable, sustainable. It's like they programming it into our lexicon and into our psyche. Sustainable. When you hear the word sustainable, you think of the as least as much as it takes for everybody. Let's see how we can feed, clothe, house, employ, and medicate everybody on earth at the cheapest price possible. That's what sustainability is. Now, y'all think Obamacare sucks? What you think global care gonna be like? And the crazy part about it is it could be a great thing if it was used for what it could be used for, if we was allowed to have access to the levels of technology that is actually there. It'd be a beautiful thing. But since we not, it ain't, and then we don't, and it ain't. So when they talking about infrastructure, innovative infrastructure, you better pay attention to what these people talking about, man. Let's go, man. Crazy. Absolutely insane, man. Hold on, real quick, my phone that right here. See, we gotta play smart too, y'all, man, right? You gotta box cleverly, man. You hear me? Gotta box cleverly, y'all.
Welcome to Project Earth again. In this video, we'll be talking about UN Sustainable Development Goal number 9, which is all about advancing world infrastructure. Here's what we know.
Notice it says world infrastructure. Excel Pro, what happened, man? World infrastructure. World infrastructure. So this plan that they're talking about is for all over the world. Pay attention to your cities where you live in. If you live in one of the largest cities, the 14, 16 largest cities in this country, pay attention to the construction that's going on, especially in the metropolitan downtown areas in your city, and pay attention to what's going on in the outskirts area of your city. Case in point, my city, Columbus, Ohio. What I'm noticing is that the inner city, and even within 270, which is the outer belt, circles my whole entire city, which separates us from the outskirts areas, right? I'm starting to notice that everybody inside of 270, I noticed that all the construction that's going on inside of 270 is all residential. All the construction going on outside of 270. Let me pull it up so y'all can know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna just good looking out, Excel Pro, man. I'm gonna just put it in I'm gonna just show y'all what I'm talking about. All right. I could just show y'all better than I can tell y'all. All right. This, damn, I got that joint. That's big. I didn't think it was gonna be. I ain't even blow that up. Now, let me get a different picture so y'all can see the whole thing. All right. Pause. All right. Y'all see that? This is a map of, hold on. Damn, my fault. Let me pull it up on the screen, y'all. My bad. Y'all see this? This is a map of my city, right? When I talk about 270, I'm talking about this ring right here that y'all see, this big circle y'all see around my city. This is 270, the outer belt. A lot of our cities are built just like this. A lot of y'all cities have this. Philadelphia, Atlanta, I think, if I'm not mistaken. You know, we got 70 West, 70 East right here. You feel me? We got 670 East and West right here. We got 315. You know what I'm talking about? 71 South right here. We got 315 right here. 62 over and all that stuff, right? But the main belt is 270. Everything outside of 270 on these surrounding areas. This is Dublin, Hilliard. Hold on, let me get all these areas right, man. You know what I'm saying? We got Dublin, Hilliard, Powell, you know what I'm saying? Groveport, Grove City, all this southern region down, all these outskirt areas right here. You know, so all these areas out here, Grove City, Groveport, Obetz, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn it, Canal Winchester, Reynoldsburg, Pickerington, you know what I'm talking about? New Albany, Blacklick, all these areas outside of 270. Every area, all the thing you see outside of this line right here, those are the suburbs of my city, right? Everything inside the city, as far as construction, is mostly, I ain't gonna say all because it's not all, but majority residential. All the construction I see going on outside of the area It's all industrial, commercial, warehouses, big, huge warehouses. All right. Think about when I talk to y'all about the urban growth boundaries, which is what I'm about to get to next after we listen to this video. Tap in, walk with us. You did.
Basic infrastructure, such as roads, communication systems, electrical power, and water, is scarce in many parts of today's world. About 2.6 billion people struggle while accessing electricity, and more than 1 billion people do not have access to reliable phone services. Also, this undeveloped infrastructure limits access to healthcare and education services. Here's what the UN strives to do. By the year 2030, the UN would like to develop quality, reliable, sustainable, and resilient infrastructure and raise industry's share of employment in gross domestic products to national baselines while doubling its share in the least developed countries. They would also like to upgrade existing infrastructure to make it sustainable. Here are some things you can do to help. There are plenty of charities you can donate to and organizations you can support that recognize the true importance of infrastructure and industry. You can also send your innovation ideas through to your city authorities. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out all of the other sustainable...
I know all y'all real ones out there who still got the ability to think critically. I know how much y'all appreciate this because I get y'all emails, and I appreciate them emails, man. I'm telling y'all, man, we ain't talking about no bullshit over here, man. You feel me? We talking about real stuff, the real talk over here, man. You hear me? Y'all better understand what they talking about when they talking about, man.
Goal number 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And as climate change is hitting, it is a really important point for businesses to contribute in terms of developing better, reliable, and sustainable infrastructure that can help keep people safe. This is interesting because you might start seeing how that then relates to the target around well-being or decent jobs and economic growth. Goal number 9.
Man, I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all, man. SDG 9, man, sustainable development goal number 9, man, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. I keep telling y'all the smart grid is here, man. This is part of the infrastructure. You see, a lot of people think when I be talking about this stuff, man, that I just be making this stuff up, which is crazy. I find it very flattering, to be honest, because don't get me wrong, I'm a very intelligent, extremely intelligent guy, man. You hear me? And I'm I'm even more extremely creative. But I couldn't think of no stuff like a UN Agenda 2030. My mind ain't genius. I'm not a genius. Huh? Maybe I should break down the etymology on the word genius. I don't think y'all would want to refer to yourself as such as a reference to your level of intelligence. All right? Tap in, walk with me, babe. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page, man. Share it on your social media. Shout out to my man XL Pro for coming through with the contribution to the situation. You did? You already know the former pretty boy, man. Columbus, Ohio in the building. You know what I'm saying? 614, Cap City. We looking at the outer belt of my city, Columbus, Ohio, which is 270. I say a lot of y'all cities have some similar freeway systems. Some not so familiar, but most cities that are big in this country have this type of freeway system, or should I say some do, not all, but some, you know, to some extent. I know Philly do. I know Pittsburgh do. It might just be this region, right? Even Cincinnati to an extent has a outer bit around it, right? And y'all hear me talk about the Wildlands Project. And I'll show y'all the map of the Wildlands Project, the Wildlands Urban Interface, where they created the firewalls for the city, right? To the extent to where we could experience wildfires, and how that is being used to set up a boundary around the urban growth boundary. Y'all better understand what's going on in California, right? Yeah, we got the Ohio Turnpike. Yeah. You hear me? And out there in California, you know what I'm saying? They initiated the Wildlands Project, or should I say the Wildlands Urban Interface, with what happened with the wildfires out there recently. In the recent years, I should say. And especially with the complete incineration of the city of Paradise, California. That was a pure example of what they want to do with the Wildlands Urban Interface Initiative. They want to set the urban growth boundary to such an extent to where it just gets not to where it's not in the it's not in the burn zone, if you will. You remember that stuff, Deformed Pretty Boy? What happened in Paradise? People were saying they were seeing blue lights coming out of the sky. There were literally pictures. People record pictures of flames literally jumping across the highway by themselves. You have pictures where whole houses were burnt to the ground, but the trees were not scorched or singed. You got cars that were completely incinerated except for their aluminum rims. Man. Yep, PG&E. Yes, sir. Pacific Gas and Electric post the system is not hardened like how our electrical grid system all across the country is not hardened. It's off an old analog system, right? That was hardened, but now it's digital. And the old system is not designed to handle digital frequencies and communications. This is the reason for them bringing in the smart grid and getting us to give them permission to do it through things like the Wildlands Urban Interface, the Wildlands Project, Urban Growth Boundaries, UN Agenda 2030 for Global Sustainability, Sustainable Development Goal 9, Infrastructure, Industry, and Innovation. Yeah, it sure was, man. That's all part of the Wildlands Urban Interface, right? Huh? Hey, man, I love y'all to death, man. That's why I sit up here and do this stuff, man. For real, man. We got bigger fish to fry, man. we got bigger fish to fry, man. Right? And I want y'all to pay attention when I be telling y'all about 1984. Right? Yeah, and this is and listen, Deformed Pretty Boy, that set the precedent psychologically, perceptually, for people to be that much okay with going along with wearing the mask during Schmoment. That was the precursor, right? And they even got terminology for this stuff. They called it wooey. Remember I be talking to y'all about them changing up the language? This is part, they call it the WUI, the Wildlands Urban Interface, right? Tap in, walk with us. The WUI, or the wildlands urban interface, is the zone of transition between unoccupied land and human development. It is the line, area, or zone where structures and other human development meet or intermingle with undeveloped wildland or vegetative fuels. Right? This is the wildlands urban interface, and in these areas are where most likely wildfires are able to happen and occur. So they want to set up a boundary, or urban growth boundary. I nigga XL Pro, man. Now, hey, man, ain't too many niggas dropping this game on y'all like this and breaking this shit down like this. I watch YouTube, man. Niggas ain't breaking this shit down for y'all like this, man. These niggas talking about bitches that they ain't never had in their life all goddamn day, man. Right? So we got the wildlands urban interface. This is the limit, or the boundary, so to speak, or that point where the urban environment starts to interface human brain computer interfacing. See how they slide the words in there? See how they slide this stuff into this lexicon and into our psyche? So when they come in with the human brain computer interfacing, we already been desensitized and preemptively programmed to it. Yeah, I mean, it's been going on all over the world. They've been doing that over there in China. They've been doing that in China since the 80s. They've been preemptively programmed. Right, so we got the wildlands urban interface, the WUI, and this is at that point where urban development meets vegetation and wildland, basically meets the forest, the woods. Oddly, that point is where they want to create a boundary, because what they're saying is, due to the amount of urban development, when it starts to meet the vegetation area, the wildlands, forest area, nature, so to speak, this can cause fires due to the amount of heat that the urban growth emanates, gives off, creates, I guess you could say. And then, as an excuse to preserve the environment, they're going to create the urban growth boundaries, or UGBs. Y'all know about the UGBs. And I ain't talking about them dumbass boots these bras be wearing, man. Tap in and walk with me, man. Shout out to Auntie Deborah Tavares, y'all. I got to keep it 100. This is where I got all this game from. I'll be telling y'all, hear me mention Auntie Deborah Tavares. I got hip to her when I was in prison. It's only by the workings of the Most High that I was even able to even find out who she was while I was in prison. You hear me? That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day right there. Right, but now we got the as a result of the wildlands urban interface, we have what is known as the urban growth boundary, or boundaries. Right? An urban growth boundary. Let me enlarge this for y'all. Damn, I enlarged it too. Right? I know it do, man. I know it smell like fish and chemicals and just, oh my gosh. I could imagine the smell. Urban growth boundary. An urban growth boundary circumscribes an entire urbanized area and is used by local governments as a guide to zoning and land use decisions, and by utilities. Wikipedia is not for sale. Who the hell trying to buy Wikipedia? Right? I know. How many people? Hold on. Bangkok got what? What's that? Bangkok, Thailand? Bangkok got like what? 7 million people in Bangkok. The population of Bangkok. No, I was wrong. I was wrong.
In 2021,
No, it's more than that. 10.7 million people live in Bangkok. Basically, 11 million people live in Bangkok. That is way too many people to be living in one area. And we get into that. This is the reason why Sustainable Development Goal number 9 has been created. Let me take that back. Has been formed by the United Nations in culmination with UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability. People really think I'll be making this stuff up, y'all, man. I swear to God, people really think I'll be making this up. And every time somebody say that to me, I just be like, thank you, man. Like, that makes me know you think a lot about me as far as my skill and talent. You really think that I'm creative enough to come up with some diabolical shit like this? It's a compliment and an insult at the same time. You hear me? Which coincides with our inverted reality. You dig? Tap in, walk with us, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Urban growth boundary. An urban growth boundary, or UGB, is a regional boundary set in an attempt to control urban sprawl or urban growth by, in its simplest form, mandating the area inside the boundary be used for urban development and the area outside be preserved in its natural state or used for agriculture. Legislating for an urban growth boundary is one way among many others of managing the major challenges posed by unplanned urban growth and the encroachment of cities upon agriculture and rural land. I want y'all to understand, y'all, right? I want y'all to understand that we didn't vote for this, for one, right? I want y'all to understand what this means. The United Nations came up with this. We never voted on this. We wasn't asked our opinions on this. Our politicians, through sneaking it in through sneaky ass legislation that a lot of y'all just don't read or know about, because they know people don't actually read these laws. And this is how they sneak this stuff in, through all these House resolutions and Senate bills that they passing that we don't have no say-so on. We don't get the vote on it. And it's always done at an odd, weird time around holidays or while they're on vacation or weird times of the night. The UGB, the urban growth boundaries. How many of y'all heard about the urban growth boundaries? Yes, exactly, Lance Parker. Yeah, I mean, you got to think, though, what you think the air quality is going to be in a city that has 10 million people living in it? Remember when we did? Man. Right? An urban growth boundary circumscribes an entire urbanized zone or urbanized area and is used by local governments as a guide to zoning and land use decisions, and by utilities and other infrastructure providers to improve efficiency through effective long-term planning, e.g. optimizing sewerage catchments, school districts, etc. Notice that optimizing sewerage catchments. Do y'all know what sewerage catchments is? Remember we just did clean water and sanitation for everybody? I think it was what Sustainable Development Goal number 5, clean water and sanitation for everybody. Remember I told y'all about recycle, which is Lucifer spelled backwards. Recycle, the recycling of fecal matter. And here it is right here. Most of the sewage is waste. Pee, boo-boo, pharmaceutical excrement. Y'all remember I showed y'all the video of the dude at the wastewater treatment facility? They put in nitrous and all type of crazy stuff in our water. Aluminum. Or aluminium, as they say in the fluoride. Fluoridated water. Telling us that fluoridated water will help with our teeth. Oh my God, man. Did y'all know that fluoride is a waste product of the aluminum processing, refining industry? How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that fluoride is a waste product of the aluminum processing, manufacturing, smelting industry? How many of y'all knew that? Put in the number 11 in the chat if you knew that. And they tell us that fluoride makes our teeth strong and shit. Right? Fluoride is a endocrine depleting chemical. Fluoride is it's an endocrine blocker, right? It's it's banned in most countries. That's the crazy part about it. In most countries, especially most industrialized, modern, so-called civilized countries. Endocrine is a trickery chemical. Endocrine, or I said endocrine. Fluoride affects your endocrine system. Fluoride will also affects your limbic system. You hear me? Fluoride messes with the way, right, our brain produces certain neurochemicals. You feel me? Like oxytocin, serotonin, melatonin. You hear me? Fluoride. I'm trying to figure out how I can explain this to y'all, man, in layman's terms without confusing. Because I don't want to confuse nobody. Not to insult nobody's intelligence, but I want to make sure we all on the same page. Fluoride is an inhibitor, especially in men. It slowly but surely eats up, or how can I describe it? Slowly but surely deteriorates our masculinity. It makes you weak intellectually and mentally. It makes you susceptible to being told what to do. It makes you docile. It makes you complacent. It makes you complicit. Let me see what else the word I'm looking for. It definitely fucks with your testosterone levels. This is why I'm saying it makes you weak as a man. That's why I say it deteriorates our masculinity. It enhances our ability to think critically and rise up against opposition. Basically, it turns us into bitch ass niggas. If you know what I mean. That's what fluoride does. That's why I say it depletes our masculinity, because it makes us not want to fight back. It makes us not want to be a man. Like when we should stand up when we know we should, but due to the neurotoxins being inundated into our natural neurochemicals, neurotransmitters, right? Yes, makes you soft, increases your estrogen, makes you real emotional, more susceptible to come under the authority of authority, if you would, especially imposed authority against your will. And that stuff been in our water supply for decades. And you wonder why we got such a weak, soft-ass society, specifically amongst the men. Fluoride makes men feminine and makes women masculine. The Baphomet agenda, right? Now called the LGBTQ Elemental P Barbecue Committee agenda. Yes, chemical neutering. Yes, that's a good terminology for it, Lance Parker. That's why I rock with y'all. That's a beautiful terminology for it. Chemical neutering. That's exactly what it is. Chemical castrating. Hashtag chemical castrating, man. Chemical castration, man. Y'all heard it here first. Chemical castration. I would even go deeper, is to say chemical psychological castration, because this is where it started out up here, right? So when you think about the urban growth boundary, right? Remember, I just showed y'all the map of my city, right? You stupid. I just showed y'all the map of my city, right? Now let me show y'all the urban growth boundary for my area, because they got this down to specific cities and stuff now, y'all. Right? Just like they do for the Wildlands Urban Interface and the Wildlands Project. Y'all see the Ugby from my area? They've been tracking this stuff. How you think they've been tracking this stuff? We getting a little sun. We get a little sun fluke going on. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Y'all see the glitch in the matrix? Yeah, we're going. Oh yeah, matter of fact, I'm about to write that down right now, Lance Parker. For sure. Chemical psychological castration. You know, I'm gonna break that damn thing down. You did? Chemical psychological castration. We're gonna get to it. You hear me? The urban growth boundary, y'all, man. This is my city, my area, my region where I'm from, right? Y'all see this? Right? Now, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about mega cities and mega regions, mega structures. Tap in, walk with me, y'all, man. Right? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. So this is the urban growth boundary for my area, my city, Columbus, Ohio, being the capital city of Ohio, and the surrounding area. Now, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're surrounded by 6 counties, right? Other counties in Ohio, right? Licking County, Fairfield County, Pickaway County, Madison County, and Union County in Delaware County. The major city in Union County is Marysville. Major city in London, Madison, or Madison is London, or should I say, yeah, it's London, right? Columbus and Franklin, of course, and there's other cities in the surrounding area, Pickaway, Circleville, and Lancaster. Or so I mean, not what that's Fairfield, my fault. Pickaway County is Circleville, right? And then Fairfield is Lancaster. Licking, the biggest city, is Newark. And then Delaware is Delaware City, right? Now, the urban interface, right, is everything outside of here, right? Because outside of Newark, there's no other cities, right? Unless you get into Zanesville, which is in, I forget the other county, right? But this is the urban growth boundary for this region. And they plan to expand this to out here, to this region. This is why when you go to any of these, now see, this is all country out. This is all rural area out here. You feel me? All these cities y'all see, surrounding Columbus. Columbus is the most populated area, right? But if you look at the legend right there, you can see the darker it goes, the more people it is by what, square mile or some shit like that, I would imagine. I don't know. But you can see the pink is where the rural areas is at. They're not that populated, right? So when it comes to the urban growth boundary and the Wildlands project and the Wildlands urban interface, what they're doing is they're expanding construction in all of these areas. All of this is rural area, and they're all doing a lot of construction. And like this, like I said, I just started out 270 in my city. They're expanding it, or they plan to expand it. Like, this is crazy too, man. They plan on expanding this stuff like 200, 300 miles in each direction. Like 150, 200 miles in each direction, and doing a huge circle like that, and bringing everybody in these cities right here. As you can see, they're strategically placed, right? You can see they're strategically placed to encompass the new highway system that they are developing. Happening everywhere, man. You feel me? This ain't just happening in my state of Ohio. This is happening everywhere. And it's not just my area. It's happening all over Ohio. With the, especially down there with the Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, little merger right there. The Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania region. I keep telling y'all need to read up on these mecca regions, man. Watch the movie Dread. I keep telling y'all that for a reason. Yeah, I told man, Chicago is gonna be mega city too, man. LA ain't even gonna be mega city 2. LA gonna be mega city 3. New York gonna be mega city 1. Tap in, walk with us, man. I'm sitting up here trying to tell y'all, man. It's real. It's real. Right? Keep telling y'all sustainable development goals, man. United Nations Agenda, UN Agenda 2030. Global sustainability. And this is just my area. So y'all go look at the urban growth boundary maps in y'all area where you from. It'll give you a good idea when you look at the construction, what's going on with the construction. Now look at all this open space, man. Look at all this open space. Remember when I showed y'all the movie Dread, the mega structures? How many people y'all think can fit in this enclosed area right here? 7 counties with extreme residential construction underway. Mega structures where you can fit 75,000 people per building, per mega structure. Like I said, imagine living in a building with 75,000 people that's self-contained. Right? We ain't even get into that yet. That's a whole nother topic. We have to get into that after we get done with the UN Agenda 2030 series. You hear me? Smash that like button, y'all. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man.
Infrastructure makes the world work. It's the pipelines that bring water to our homes, the public transport that helps us get from A to B, the schools where we learn new things. Infrastructure allows us to develop creative ideas that help shape the world for the better. And when that happens, whole industries benefit. Industry is the production of goods, things that are made and sold to people all over the world, but also are services which are offered to people who need them. But ideas for new goods and services have to come from somewhere, so we need smart, forward-thinking people to come up with new ideas and inventions, because that drives industry forward. Where industry is strong, government has the money to fix things where they're broken. But where industry is weak, for example, in countries that have been at war, infrastructure can fall into disrepair. So much so,
mind you, y'all, the war that they are perpetuating and in fact causing, we ain't going to no war. Listen, none of us people that go to work every day and just want to provide a feeling for our family, living for our family, we ain't going to war. We're not beefing to the point where we about to war with each other. In most societies across the world, is what I'm saying, right? We don't want war. We don't cause wars. We don't fund wars. We don't own the guns for wars. We don't benefit from wars. We don't ask for wars. We ain't got nothing against nobody in no other country. Right? He said, bro, San Francisco's messed up. They just going to throw all the homeless people from all over here. Watch. They come from miles around to be homeless. Some police in the city called San Rafael got caught taking the homeless people from there and dropping them off in San Francisco. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. So think about what I'm talking about, y'all, right? Think about what's going on over the world. We're having a massive displacement of millions of people, tens of millions of people. At the same time, we have UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability in full effect all over the world, specifically in countries like good old US of A. At the same time, we got this so-called border crisis going on, right? Where literally millions, don't make no mistake, y'all, it ain't no tens of thousands or even hundreds, it's millions of illegals in America. It's still coming in. Now think about this, y'all. Connect the dots. At the same time, they showing us about immigration, illegal immigrants, and we need to change the legislation up. And we already got a tragic, embarrassing homeless population in America as it is. Now look at all these regions out here. I want y'all to be able to connect the dots, man. You hear me? Look at all this empty space out here. Where you think they're going to put everybody? Why is they just letting everybody just flood into America? Look, y'all. Do y'all see how big this is? I want y'all to understand how much rural land is this, how much land it is not occupied by humans. Niquay, what's up, baby? You hear me? Where are they going to put all of these millions of displaced illegal immigrants from Central America, South America, Mexico, Caribbean, all over the world? Mainly though, y'all, Central South America and the Caribbean, right? As they say, the ocean is becoming more violent, and island countries are unsustainable. If you live on an island like, say, Cuba, this is why those embargoes ain't never really, they notice you know how many years it's been, they done embargoed Cuba for like 80 years. I want y'all to understand that people that live in the Caribbean are living in pure self-realization. I'm talking about pure self-realization. People from the Caribbean and most islands are living damn near in squalor. Island countries are unsustainable. They can't be tracked and traced effectively. Why you think they let them all in? Haitians, Dominicans, Bahamians, Barbadians, Trinidadians, Tobagos, Turks, Caicos, all the Virgin Islands, all the Caribbean islands. They're not sustainable. So where do you think they're going to bring them? And then once they get here, where do you think they're going to go? SDG9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Oh, we ain't got nowhere to put up the home. Look at all these illegal immigrants. All these illegal immigrants. They're taking over in our neighborhoods. The funding that they didn't say they have for schools and, community buildings like recreation facilities and for programming, to help the kids do some blah, 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 blah. Banks owned by my so-called minorities, right? Where do you think they're going to put all these people? What y'all know about the urban growth boundary, the UGB? Saying people be making people. My bad, y'all. I ain't meant to do that. My bad. People really think I'll be making this stuff up, man. And I'll be kind of flattered a little bit, you know? I'll be sitting here trying to tell y'all, man. I'll be sitting here trying to tell y'all, man. You know, I gotta keep. I told y'all throughout this whole series, I'm gonna be referencing this movie here a lot because, I mean, it is literally. This is UN Agenda 2030 in full fruition. Mega City 1, mega cities, mega structures, mega regions. This is what SDG 9 is all about. Right in your face. Ain't no damn conspiracy theory. It's right in your face. Right? You can't deny what's right in front of your eye. I mean, you can, but to do so will be dabbling in the arena of cognitive dissonance. They don't show us movies like Dread just because it's cool and it's entertaining. Look at this. This is UN Agenda 2030 at its full fruition. Mega cities, mega structures, mega regions, urban growth boundaries, wildlands urban interface, wildlands project. If you pay attention to a read into the Judge Dredd graphic novel, there's a huge wall that separated all the mega regions and mega cities from the wasteland. And it just seems so elementary for me to put it together. I'll be really tripping how people don't see this stuff. Right? Look at these buildings, y'all. This is what they mean when they're talking about innovative infrastructure. Right? When you hear them talking about sustainable, innovative infrastructure, this is what they're talking about. The smart grid, mega structures, everybody living in mega structures in assigned housing. Connect to the smart grid. 24/7 surveillance of every aspect of your life living in one of these mega structures. Everything you eat, everything you do, everything you can possibly imagine doing in the so-called privacy of your own home, because privacy is almost a defunct ideology in our reality. Right. So how are they going to house all these people? Mega structures. Right. Even look how tall the mega structures are. Like I told y'all, if you pay attention, when you look into this picture of Mega City 1, all the mega structures are the biggest structures. What are they for? See, this is what you call deprogramming, right? Or preemptively programming, or think you predictively programming. All these big buildings y'all see in this picture, right? Hold on. I did not mean to hit that. Do y'all see how the mega structures tower over all buildings? Notice that the mega structures in the movie Dread are all the biggest structures above all other types of buildings. They're the biggest structures. Look how big they are. Right? Tap in more with me. And in the movie Dread, right, the most notorious mega structure or block was peach trees. Right? These mega structures can house up to 75,000 people in them. Now, knowing that, right, these mega structures in the movie Dread, the mega structures are the biggest buildings, bigger than most, right? I'll be thinking about this stuff, man. Sometimes I'll be like, wow, man, people really don't know what this was going on, man, for real. For sometimes, especially when I was a young boy, I used to be asking God all the time, like, man, why can I see all this stuff, man? Right? And it's the same answer every time. Same answer every single time. Right? Right? And it's because I chose you to. Right? He said Central America too. Nicaragua has the second poorest country in the region of the world next to Haiti. Yeah. And Nicaragua has one thing in common with Cuba. They were part of the whole Che and Castro issue. That's why they getting exactly. Well, I just now saw this, Lance Parker. The Chicago region includes Southeast Wisconsin, Milwaukee Metro, and all of Northwest Indiana, Gary Hammond. So, yeah, the region will continue to grow into a megacity. Yeah. That's the whole idea. That's why they tearing all of the property value down. That's why you pay attention to the construction. Notice that most of the construction in your city is residential. Man, this stuff be blowing me sometimes. I ain't gonna say. I be sitting here and thinking about this stuff, and I be like, God damn, this code in the game right here, man. You hear me? Shout out to the homie Ism. Notice how big the mega structures are, how they tower over even the tallest buildings. Right? These are all residential. Look how many of them there are. They sprawl across the cityscape, even off into where the fog starts to seem like whatever that is. These things are literally everywhere. And in the movie, when you do your research, that these mega structures can house up to 75,000 people. Right? Imagine living in a building like this. I ain't going. assigned housing. Now, yeah, it is. It is like most of Central America is. Central America is going to be used for fruit and stuff like that, for the lack of a better term, processed. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on down there in South America, man. Man, listen. So in these mega structures, I want y'all to know that it's not designed for just anybody to be living in the mega structures, man. The mega structures, if you pay attention to how it's set up in this movie, you're gonna notice that the structures, right, were designed for poor people. Man, this is, man, I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all what's going on with this UN Agenda 2030, right? When they're talking about infrastructure, innovative infrastructure, they're talking about mega structures, mega cities, mega regions, smart highways, autonomous drivers of the vehicles on these smart highways, the smart grid, human brain computer interfacing with the digital electric environment and society, economy. I'm telling y'all what's coming, man. Or should I say what's here? This is what they mean by sustainable. Making sure everybody all over the world has the same level of tech and living. The mega structures are being developed all over the world. In certain concentrated areas, though. You did. Honduras ain't the only one down there. The whole goddamn Central America being privatized. It's about who being privatized by. And when y'all do your research, y'all gonna see. Right? Yeah, man, it's straight real like that, man. Y'all, this ain't no game, man. I be sitting here trying to tell y'all, man, UN Agenda 2030 is in full effect. You hear me? Y'all pay attention to this construction going on in y'all cities in the downtown metropolitan area specifically and especially. What you will notice undoubtedly that there is heavy levels of extreme, I say it's extreme construction. Huge buildings. Nothing but residential buildings. That's why most have come here. Salvadorans, Hondurans, Nicaraguans. For South America, it's Venezuelans. All the countries in the U.S. have started. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, the former pretty boy. That's why, and this is how they're going to, the borders, they're taking up all our resources. The poor people in Columbus, Ohio, they need those resources. So what are we going to do to remedy the situation? Universal global income, fair employment for all. Everybody has assigned housing, assigned employment. You get issued where you're going to live based off of what you're able to produce in whatever function of the system you work in. Man, the boy Winston in 1984, right? He worked at the Ministry of Truth. Man, I want y'all to realize what's going on, man. This is serious, man.
Workers can't get to work, innovators can't come up with new ideas, and industries can't operate at all. But good people everywhere are working hard to protect and improve infrastructure so that we can keep coming up with brilliant new ideas that help the world work better. Scientists are creating flying robots that can deliver medicine and other essential.
See what I'm saying? The smart grid is now here. We gotta face that. While they come in with microchips and vaccinations, fake vote niggas perpetuating indoctrination. Huh? Oh shit, man. Obviously, I'm trying to tell you niggas, man, what's on the way, or should I say what's here? This is in the face. This ain't coming, possibly potentially going to happen. No, this is happening now and been happening. Yeah, I mean, it's Mexicans too, man. You know, you're right. It ain't just them, though. You feel me? And it's getting crazy, right? It's getting crazy, right? Let's go. You got drones. You got drones bringing you your groceries. Drones bringing you your meds. Drones bringing you this. What if they get you the wrong order? What if they get the wrong address? How they gonna get the wrong address? How they gonna get the wrong address if you lived in assigned housing? Man, listen here. Let's go.
Supplies to people living in remote areas. In Japan, inventors have created an exoskeleton suit one Iron Man will be proud of that enables construction workers to lift heavy loads, making their industry safer.
Huh? Look how they slicking it in. What I always tell y'all, how they gonna slide this stuff. It was just so cool. It's so cool. We get exoskeleton suits like in the Matrix when they had them on, or like how Ripley did in Alien. See how far the programming go back? Or Gundam Wing. What y'all know about Gundam Wing? What y'all know about Gundam? Huh? Tap in, walk with us. You know? What y'all know about Gundam Wing? We got another glimpse of this in the movie. They call them Jaegers in Pacific Rim, though, right? Right. They call them Jaegers in Pacific Rim. Right. That's what they call them in Pacific Rim. They call them Jaegers. Right. And this is what's ill. This is what's ill. In the movie Pacific Rim, they had these huge nuclear-powered robots the size of skyscrapers that they used to fight the kaiju, which were reptilian giants from a different dimension that they entered into our reality from a portal in the ocean. And they came up with the Gundam to fight them. And how did the people, human beings, man the Jaegers? Through what they call drifting or human brain computer interfacing. They've been putting this shit in our face for years, man. Everything I talk about, man, I can literally back up everything I talk about. They put it right in our face. It is a psyop. It is a psyop. That's all CIA. Right? Right? You got the children. Right? You got the children of ex and some present at the time, military men, all over Central and South America, who were trained by the CIA, right, to impose under the disguise of liberation movements. Under the disguise of liberation movements, they actually were being indoctrinated with communistic ideology, which is why Central and South Americans have a racist ideology towards us black folks. This is all part of innovative infrastructure, not necessarily Jaegers. God forbid if we got large, huge, skyscraper tall reptilian entities about to come into our reality. Maybe that's why they don't want us to go deep in the ocean. You ever thought about that? Tap in.
And 3D printing is helping people to innovate without ever leaving their homes, making industry accessible to more people. When infrastructure works for everyone, we can all work together to make the world a better place.
It's right. They're putting this stuff right in our face, man. They're putting this stuff right in our face, y'all. And I'm definitely not going to be quiet or silent about it at all. I ain't going. Right?
Easy to take electricity for granted, but modern life would not be possible without it. It's easy to take electricity for granted, but modern life would not be possible without it. To keep it going, we need more efficient ways to manage electricity. This is the smart grid, explained by Commoncraft. For over 100 years, coal and other fossil fuels have been used by power.
Now, let me remind y'all something real quick, man. Let me take this off the screen. My bad, y'all. Let me take this off the screen. All right. Hold on, what my man, the foreign pretty boy, say? The foreign pretty boy said, my city full of Salvadorians, Nicaraguans, Hondurans, Arabs, Indians, Jamaicans, Blacks, Orientals, and Italians. It's one of the most diverse cities on the West Coast. It's the tomb of biotech. Not biotech. All right. We got one of the biggest biotech companies right here, home based in my city, Columbus, Ohio. Abbott Chemicals and pharmaceuticals. Right? Let's go.
Power plants to produce the electricity we use every day. The grid is a network of power lines and substations that carry electricity from power plants to homes and businesses. Today, the grid has problems. It needs updating and is running at capacity. When power lines break or power plants can't produce enough power, blackouts can occur. And that's a problem that can cause fatalities. At the same time,
that's what happened in Paradise. Paradise, California, 2015. There was tested the grid system, PG&E. Diabolical. Because it's not hardened, meaning it hasn't no way. There's no way to the analog electrical lines aren't insulated with the proper insulatory material to handle the traffic of digital communications. Oh, damn. It is not hardened, which is why it's falling apart. It wasn't designed to handle digital frequencies, only radio and television frequencies, not short millimeter wavelength digital frequencies. Right? So when we're talking about the smart grid, this is part of innovative infrastructure, incorporating the smart grid to connect all high levels and upward levels and new levels of technology, electronically, digitally. Tap in, walk with me, man. We're talking about infrastructure now, man. We're talking about innovative infrastructure in industry. Let's go.
Today's grid often relies on a single power source and doesn't provide detailed information on usage, making electricity difficult to manage. To address these problems,
meaning we can't control how much electricity everybody use until we know how much electricity everybody use. There's no way to determine specifically down to the T how much energy and power each individual in a household setting is using. And I want y'all to understand that this is the thoughts of a machine right here. They want to know the energy output, input. They want to know the energy input, output of everybody. They want to know what we eat, when we take a boo-boo and boo-boo it out. They want to know all that, man. They want to know all of that. My man, Mr. O with the Joe. I said Mr. O with the Joe. My Joe, Mr. O with the info. What happening, man? Sustainable Development Goal number 9. Industry, innovation, infrastructure. What do they mean by innovative infrastructure? They mean smart innovation, smart technology, strategic military armaments and technical, so let me repeat that. Strategic S, military M, armaments A, which are weapons and technology, right? Right? Smart grid, strategic military armaments and residential technologies. Residential, computer, smart grid, smart refrigerator, smart stove, smart microwave, air fryer, deep freezer, dishwasher. You got smart TVs. Everything can be linked and synced, connected to the internet. Right before the pandemic hit, they went on a big sprawl all across America and refitted most people's houses with smart meters. These same smart meters, when the system was post in Paradise, right? Paradise, California, right? Because the system was being tested, or they shut it down, or from going out because of the outdated, unhardened electrical analog hardwired system, a hardwired system that has not hardened, not enough to handle this new level of digital frequencies. So when they post the system, these new smart meters caught on fire and destroyed the whole city of Paradise, California. Quite diabolical, if I do say so myself. Right? Tap in and walk with me, y'all, man. We got to break this damn thing down, man. Let's go.
In the past, we simply built new power plants. But now we can work towards sustainability.
There's that word again, sustainability.
By using a smarter grid. Here's how. The smart grid means adding sensors and software to the existing grid that will give utilities and individuals new information that will help them.
They put up 4 major apartment complexes in 8 months within a 3-block radius. These people, exactly, same thing in my city, same thing in your city, same thing in my city. They're putting these housing complexes up like nobody's business. They all look the same. They all are built the same. 3, 4, 5, 6 levels. Stack them, pack them housing. As the mega structures are being in construction right now. These are going to be the temporary housing, these different complexes you see sprawling up all across your city. Temporary housing until they get the mega structures in our cities complete. Where they're housed, instead of building a new complex that holds, like, say, 1,500 families, right? We're just going to build a building that can hold 75,000 people. Now you got what they're talking about. Why you got, now you can get a good reason or understanding why they're talking about clean water and waste management and clean water and sanitation. They're talking about recycling, repurposing sewage and wastewater, which is basically doo-doo, pee, and chemical excrement. And the think about when I was talking to y'all about the artificial womb facilities, how they came up with the chemical process. So when the babies defecate through a chemical process, it turns it into usable energy, food for the baby to eat. Recycle. The recycling of fecal matter. All praises be to the Most High, man. All praises be to the Most High. This ain't me, man. I'm just a man. I could never come up with this shit and put it together like this all on my own, man. Don't ever forget that, right? And I've been talking to y'all about this for years. When people call me crazy, people call me a conspiracy theorist. It's right in your face. I can't make up UN. I don't run the UN. I'm not on the chair board of the United Nations. Nigga, just imagine. He said somebody get roasted. This is a wrap. Imagine living in a building. I'm about to pull it back up because I love looking at these buildings. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I have a light. That Dread is one of my favorite movies. I seen it when I was in a joint. You feel me? Because every time I see this picture right here, I'm like, man, this is what they got planned for us, man. This is what they got planned for us, man. This is what they got planned for us, man. Whether y'all want to believe it or not is irrelevant. It's happening, man. This is what they got planned for us, man. The mega cities, mega structures, mega regions. This is what they have planned. This is what is happening right now. Could y'all imagine living in a building where you and 75 other thousand people live, man? Look at the mega structures. They everywhere. Look at them. And y'all just start doing the math, man. If you could, man, each one of these structures can hold up to 75,000 people. 55 at minimum, maximum 75 per structure, per block, right? 75,000. You know what I'm saying? You got to just think in this region right here. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 750,000 people just right in these, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In these 10 buildings right here. Now, look at all these other ones. And look how far they go back. What are you talking about, the projects? What are you talking about? You know? These things, them mega structures reach as far as the eye can see. What you mean the projects, Mr. O? Was that a TV show or something? Let's go.
Understand and react to changes quickly. Let's say a tree falls on a power line and 1,000 homes lose power. With the current grid, utility employees often physically reroute power, which takes time. With the smart grid, sensors and software would detect and immediately route the power around the problem, limiting the issue to fewer homes. And there's more. The price of electricity changes throughout the day, but we can't see it with the current meters on our home.
The price of electricity changes throughout the day. How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that the price of electricity changes throughout the day? Tap in, man.
It may be expensive during peak hours and cheap late at night. With new smart meters at your home, you could set your dishwasher to run when power is cheap.
Huh? Oh, you talking about, yeah. Now, I know they had that many people living in them buildings out there. That's a lot of motherfuckers. I mean, even then, that's a lot of people. Right? That's not sustainable, y'all, man. I want y'all to understand that, man. They saying that this stuff isn't sustainable, man. They need to track and trace our energy input output, man. This is why they're turning everything digital. This is why they're setting up and creating the smart grid. This is why y'all always hear me talk about the smart grid is now hit. We gotta face that. Right? You did. This is the stuff I be talking about, y'all. This stuff isn't sustainable, man. Don't y'all know they're trying to get us down to 55 gallons of water per day per human when it takes 190 gallons per day per human to thrive and survive off of on a daily course of your life on a wide scale. They done figured out how much water we can all use in the day. You don't realize how much 55 gallons of water is until you realize how much 55 gallons of water is. You can't do much with 55 gallons of water. It makes you realize how much water we actually consume in a day or use in a day, not just drinking it. I'm talking about preparing meals, washing, bathing, and all that other stuff, man. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on, man. UN Agenda 2030 is in full effect. This ain't nothing that we can do politically. This is my whole thing, too. We can't do nothing politically, nothing legally, nothing legislatively. It's nothing we can do, y'all. This has already been settled, man. I want y'all to understand that and get that through y'all's heads, man. There is nothing we can do. It has been settled already, man. You understand what I'm saying to y'all, man, when it comes to this UN Agenda 2030? This is why all of our governments across the world are fooked, because all of our politicians have sold us, the people, the proletariat, out to UN Agenda 2030. Now, who y'all think runs and operates and owns and came up with UN Agenda 2030? And don't get technical and think a specific certain name, right? As far as like a family or nothing like that. I'm talking about who. Who y'all think is responsible for UN Agenda 2030? All right. Tap in and walk with us, man. Smash that like button. Click on the bell. Subscribe to the page, Jack. You hear me? She said my wife be tripping if I wash clothes during the day. Said, nah, wait till it's nighttime. The electricity is cheaper. You already know, Mr. O. You already know, my nigga, Mr. O. That's my nigga, man. My nigga, Mr. O, already know, man. LSD, man. That's the main culprit of this whole situation, man. You know? I'm about to drop the link, man. I want y'all to come up in y'all's different cities, man, and tell me, man, what you see. Look into my eyes and tell me what it is you see looking in. Right? Because I know y'all see this going on in y'all cities. Chicago, LA, New York. All the cities where the immigration is going crazy at. All the cities where this so-called illegal immigrants is being flooded into our cities. Mostly majorly populated black cities. Right, replacing the slave population, the effective, if you would, slave population, the most influential ones, genetic reasons for that, you know what I'm saying? I better realize what's going on out here, man. Shit deeper than you think, man. I'm talking about. Tap in, walk with me, man. Let's go.
This provides more control of your energy bill and helps prevent blackouts at peak hours. The smart grid also means new ways to use renewable energy. Power generation can now be distributed across multiple sources, so the system is more stable and efficient. It's this ability to communicate and manage electricity that makes the grid smarter and helps us avoid burning more fossil fuels in the future. The smart grid is still a few...
And they talk about these fossil fuels, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Fossil fuels is one of the biggest lies of all time, man. Y'all really think oil come from dead dinosaurs? Oh, my God. I remember being a kid in school and them saying that. I'm like, man, that sounds like some bullshit, man. Especially when you look at maps of the so-called dinosaur times, dinosaurs wasn't even everywhere where they telling us, where oil wasn't even everywhere where they telling us dinosaurs was at. Or vice versa. You know? And that's what I'm saying. That's the insulting of our intelligence that I be talking about right there. Y'all go look at maps of the Mesozoic area or the Cenozoic area or whatever it is, or Cretaceous area. Y'all go see the areas of the world where they say dinosaurs was at the most. And then you tell me if that correlate with oil deposits where we get most of the oil from nowadays. One of those damn dinosaurs roaming around in no goddamn Iraq. You hear me? Or Afghanistan or nowhere like that. You did? Or did it? You know, them places, some of them places ain't always been the desert, man. You know? Tap in.
Years away, but soon we'll be able to manage our energy bill, help the environment, and help the economy by making more informed decisions about how we use electricity. I'm Lee Lefevre, and this has been the Smart Grid, explained by Common Craft.
You feel me? The smart grid is now here. We gotta face that. Don't forget, we had this in my city.
We are at the brand new Smart Columbus Experience Center. We just did a ribbon cutting with some of our community leaders to open up this Experience Center to the community so that they can come learn about Smart Columbus, about what it is, what it means for them, and how they can become part of it. We are in the heart of our downtown. We're right on our beautiful riverfront in the Scioto Mile. We're in the footprint of all the major festivals and events that happen downtown. The Smart Columbus Experience Center is a two-part office, really. The first part is the Experience Center, where people can come learn about electric vehicles, Smart Columbus projects, what's coming, and how they can be involved. And then it's also the Smart Columbus headquarters. We have offices here for all the people. It's about 40 people that are working on the Smart Columbus initiative.
We agreed to be America's first smart city, to try and be an innovative leader here and around the country, and to share best practices with other cities. And this Experience Center is another step in that effort. We talk about it all the time, the Columbus way, because we believe we do public-private partnerships better than anybody in America. That's why we won the Smart Cities Challenge, and that's why we continue to win major initiatives, nationally and internationally, because our public and private sector work together to improve the lives of people of Central Ohio. And today's Experience Center and this opening is another great example of that.
That's in my city. I keep telling you, man, we are the smartest city in the country. The first city in the Western Hemisphere to experiment with autonomous vehicles in their public transportation system. All right. My city, Columbus, Ohio, home to numerous tech agencies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Intel. Pretty sure more is coming. Right? Tap in, man. Y'all not gonna tell y'all no BS, man. This is where they're trying to take us to, y'all. Mega cities, mega structures, mega regions. This is what they mean when they talk about innovative industry and innovative infrastructure. The innovative industry is huge, massive residential living for massive amounts of displaced people who have been made citizens and are now citizens in a global society. Yes. Right? This is why we've been hit with all these different cultures and ethnicities being forced upon us in our cities and countries across the world. This is why there's huge displacement of people all over the world for the past 200-300 years. They want to get rid of a sense of nationalism. So when they bring in a global society, especially the youth who've been plugged up to the damn video game for the past 20 years damn near, they'll be used to living in a society that is multicultural, multilingual, right? Right? And they'll be used to living in huge megastructures, or it'll be more adaptable to live in megastructures because they've been homeschooled. You got to understand, in these regions, mega regions, the schools were, or should I say these mega structures, the schools for the children who lived in these mega structures were within the mega structure. So what the type of curriculum you think is going to be being taught to your children? The system, who runs and regulates the buildings. These huge, huge, huge buildings that can house up to 75,000 people. I don't even know if I would want to go in a building that many people can fit in. And that's a lot of people. And that's the thing that I'm talking about when I talk about infrastructure, innovative infrastructure. How are they going to get rid of all the waste that this many people produce? What will be the process of getting rid of all of this waste that all of these people are going to produce? Now, mind you, in the movie Dread, Mega City 1 was home to 800 million people. Did y'all hear what I said, man? 800 million. This is ridiculous, man. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine. Yeah, in the Dread, they call it the cursed earth. Look how big Mega City 1 is in Dread. This is Mega City 1. All the rest of that is cursed earth. Y'all see how big Mega City 1 is, man? 800 million people. Most of these, so let me tell y'all, let me ask y'all this. So most of the people around the world are poor, living in utter squalor. Right? Mega City 1. Mega structures. Why you think they bringing all them illegals up here, man? So the question that we should have is, what is in plan for Central and South America, since they displacing all of those people, or as many as they can? I mean, they don't want them people down there. What they got going on? Maybe the Suez Canal. Be quiet. I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet on that one. All right. Mega City 1, y'all. Mega City 1. Meg City 1 was surrounded by wildernesses from the atomic wars. The 150 million population was later revised to 100 million in earlier trips and abruptly bumped to 800 million. That's crazy. I couldn't even imagine living in no city that big. You did? All right. Well, I guess since none of y'all don't want to pop up, man, we about to get up through. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful show tonight. I just want to listen, man. This is what they're talking about when they're talking about infrastructure, innovative infrastructure in industry. Hold on. Matter of fact, we're going to, hold on. Now, how are they going to innovate industry? Right? How are they going to innovate industry? Huh? How they going to do it? How they going to do it, man? Huh? You don't know what they mean when they say innovating industry? This is what they talking about. Huh? This is what they talk about when they talk about industry, innovating industry. All our people working in warehouses. That was creepy. What that was supposed to be? That's supposed to be smashing or something. That was hella homo. They felt ashamed about it. Hmm. Pay attention, y'all. This is what innovative industry look like. Boston Dynamics. They don't need us. They ain't got to pay them no hourly wage, no 401k, no medical. No health, none of that. It's over with, man. It's over with. That's what they talking about when they talking about, you hear me? When they talking about creative, or should I say industry innovation and infrastructure, you know, industry innovation infrastructure. This is what they talking about, so stuff like that. They're talking about building mega structures and mega regions, mega cities, you know, creating drones and stuff to deliver our stuff to our homes so we ain't got to leave, cutting down on our energy input output. Diabolical, man. Right? It's crazy because people, man, this is crazy, man. You hear me? Tap in, walk with me, man. We about to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody coming through. Tomorrow night we ain't having no show because I'm working a double at my job and I need that good. What's that? Right? I need that good money too for sure. You did. I ain't gonna even sit up here and hold y'all. You know what I'm saying? I need all of that. Gotta have it. Yes. And they're electric, so they could go charge themselves. They don't need a human to do it. They can go charge themselves up. That's why I started to see a lot of gas stations have places where electrical vehicles. This is part of the indoctrination, the desensitization. This is all part of it. Family, I want y'all to understand that, man. This is why I come on here and I do what I do, man. I'm trying to put y'all up on game, man. Right? They selling us this stuff as if it's cool. Ooh, look at the little spot dog. This is so cool. Urban growth boundaries, wildland urban interface. This is why you're starting to see a lot of animals in your neighborhood. They ain't got nowhere to go. That's part of the wildlands urban interface. You know, we about to get up out of here, though, y'all, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, smash that like button. Yeah, they doing all that stuff. Fast food restaurants, all y'all chicks that's nurses or in the medical field, LPN, STNA, RNA, whatever you may be, aspiring to be, y'all's jobs are on the chopping block. Do your research into it. And I'm not talking about no time in the distant future. I'm talking about now. Coming to a state near you, I'm sure. See? The former pretty boy know what I'm talking about. That's part of the wildlands urban interface. All right. And and as a result of the, urban interface, this comes into the development of the UGB, or urban growth boundary. That wildlands urban interface ain't no joke, man. That's crazy, man. We got to get up out of here, y'all, man. I appreciate everybody coming out. Tap in, walk with us, man. Tomorrow night we ain't having no show because I'm pulling a double and I need all that bread, and this is easy. Every bit of that, goddamn it, what 30? What's that? I need every bit of that $31.50 an hour. You hear me? for 16 hours. I need all of that. You feel me? So we're about to go ahead and sit up there and get it. Thanks everybody for coming out. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. I know it's crazy, right? For Pretty Boy, man, on your way out, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. You know what I'm saying? We are monetized over here. You understand me? Go ahead and hit that super chat if you feel like it, if you want to. The super thanks, super gift, all of that. Or you can always go to that about section and hit that old Cash App or that old PayPal, you dig? If you value the information and the way I'm breaking these things down. You did? You already know, man. That's why we got the go over there to the Patreon, scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and tap in with that Patreon. I'm telling you, I'm about to take a lot of this stuff. I've been messing around for a reason, man, on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to go ahead and hit that membership, man. Go over there and subscribe to the and prescribe to the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the pre-recordeds is going to go on the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the live streams is going to go on Patreon. You did. Tap in, walk with us, y'all, man. You already know what it is, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Appreciate y'all coming out. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world, but y'all right here with me. We'll see y'all on Friday, man. Of course, I'm going to be dropping some shorts and pre-record. I'm going to drop some shorts and some pre-recorders tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Since I ain't going to be able to go live on the ladies' night. But tap in and walk with us, man. We out of here, man. E&E.
E&E.
Stacks with the facts.
What up, Stacks?
I got my man Glitch the Guarantee on the track with me.
Glitch the Guarantee.
Yeah. And we bringing this message to you fake woke niggas.
Gotta wake these niggas up, man.
All y'all out there spreading them lies and falling victim to this propaganda.
Niggas believe in
Hey,
it.
Glitch, let's talk to these niggas. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, take 'em up. Time to wake 'em up.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, take 'em up. Time to wake 'em up.
I gotta set the alarm, wake you up from your slumber. Wake 'em up, Floyd and Harry, fake woke niggas, y'all dumbass niggas. Drop jewels, but people don't pay any attention. Let's E&E the elite, we the wake 'em up henchmen.
A lot of times these woke niggas be really sleep. Shit, the price on a nigga's life is extra real cheap. Only the real for my niggas, we all elite. We made a living eating these rappers, nigga, bon appetit. Yeah.
Pause. Me and my brethren be down for the cause. We gotta come together and tear down all these borders and illusory fault lines like racism and bring light to the woke, just like the Baptist.
The congregation spoke. These niggas ain't who they claim to be. A bunch of Peter pop off niggas really be lames to me. Anytime you at war, it's gonna be casualties. The more we come together, it's easy to beat the enemies.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake 'em up. Time to wake 'em up.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily, so I dance around them like my name was Alvin Ailey. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake 'em up. Time to wake 'em up. Alarm clock to the woke. Time to wake 'em up. The main initiative should be to get your cake up. You wave riding niggas need life jackets to stay afloat. Meanwhile, I'm blowing on gas straight from the Ivory Coast.
And every post I be hitting y'all with them straight facts. The smart grid is now here. We gotta face that. While they coming with microchips and vaccinations, fake woke niggas perpetuating indoctrination.
Fuck this pandemic. This was the damn gimmicks. Niggas will believe that they mom died if she still living. Open your eyes, nigga. You can see the lies, nigga. We gotta stop letting the blind lead the blind, nigga.
And that's the biggest fact, which you better tell these niggas. Agenda 2030, it's gonna be hell, niggas. Fuck AOC and her new green deal. I'm Neo in this bitch. Who want they red pill?